Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, 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 that's me, boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy Friday. It's Friday. It is Friday. It is Friday. It is Friday. It is finally Friday. Listen, we made it. I was coasting on fumes. I didn't think I was going to make it to Friday without a panic attack. I didn't have one. Everything is cool. It's Friday. I don't have to think about work until Monday, and I am not. And listen, after this week, I have 2 weeks left, and then I have a week off in November. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I have a week off in November, and I have a week off in December. And oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, so listen, I hope everybody is having a great start to the weekend. I got forehead galore here. I don't know what it is with my hair. When I'm looking at it here, I'm like, it's terrible. And then I see it on the video and it's still not the best, but it's not as bad as when I see it here. Anyways, okay, you did not tune in to hear me talk about my hair and how much I'm so excited and so happy to be in the weekend, because I am. You came because I'm gonna break it down for the ladies of Salty Lake City. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. What was I? Oh, I have written here, just take the damn game from him, Lisa. And I was like, what am I talking about? Oh, okay. In the beginning, when she goes into Henry's room and she's like, hey, would you like something? I can't do Lisa Barlow, so I'm not even gonna try. And she's like, hey, bud, you're playing your video games in your video game room? Nice that you can have a whole room for him just to play video games. We had one of those when growing up. It was called a bedroom. So she's like, do you want something to eat? Come and get something to eat. And he just did not move. He was like a dang on zombie. You know what you would do? You know what my mother would do? She would take it from me. And if I wouldn't come in, then my father would probably come in, take it, and then throw it through a wall. So just letting him do whatever he wants. Now that's going to come up later. Okay. So Bronwyn and Lisa, they meet up for some self-care. So as it turns out, they were both sitting at the airport waiting for connecting flights. And Lisa had said something, Bronwyn made a face, and Lisa had said like something like, oh my gosh, Gwen, that's her daughter. That's Bronwyn's daughter. Gwen looks exactly like you. And she's like, hey, but she doesn't. Here's a picture of her father. Everybody says that she looks just like, everybody says she looks just like her dad. Well, Lisa was like, wait a minute, I know that guy. I know him, and I know his family. And then Bronwyn goes into the backstory. So she was at BYU. She had gotten together with this guy, and she was 19. She ended up pregnant. They went to his house to meet his parents. His parents were like very upset, and none of the blame fell on their son. All of the blame fell on Bronwyn. They were like, listen, move away, have the baby, and then put the baby up for adoption so that no one will see this. It was very like hush hush, 1950s and 1940s. We'll send you off to live with an aunt, and we'll say that you're off at school someplace, and then you'll come back and everything will be fine. And she was like, no. She was like, I'm not going to do this. She left the house knowing exactly what she was going to do. And she knew that it was going to have to be on her own because he wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. So she moves home with her parents. Her parents really weren't jazzed about it because it sounds like she said something like, my father was the recorder at the church and the recorder at temple, and it to me sounded like they were embarrassed. Like she was like, they were very embarrassed, but I wasn't. She said, I didn't have any time. I didn't have time to be embarrassed. I was a teenager having a kid, and I was soon to be a single teenage mother. And I'm doing this on my own. So I didn't have any energy or time to do that. So, okay, Gwen's born. 2 years later, Bronwyn finds out through Facebook that she sees a Facebook post, and it says something like there's a funeral for this guy. It turns out the father of Gwen's father, biological father, had passed away. And Lisa was saying, yeah, I was at the funeral. And because I knew him, I knew the family. I've seen it. I can see it from her side, but I can see it from the family side. And, you know, I mean, it sounds to me like she's known the family a little bit longer than she's known Bronwyn. So she's like, they're a loving family. They're a great family. And I saw it from their side, but now I see it from your side. Bronwyn's like, I have a really hard time reconciling like this happy, loving family to the one that I met that was just like not accepting, not friendly, didn't want anything to do with me. So Lisa then reached out to the grandmother and had explained all of this and had said, is there a chance that you would like to meet Gwen? And surprisingly, the grandmother said, yes, it's time for us to do that. And they want to be a part of her life. Gwen said Bronwyn said she wants Gwen to have a relationship with them, and that would make her happy, but it would also pain her to see it. I can understand this because they wanted nothing to do with her. They wanted nothing to do with Bronwyn, nothing to do with her child, and I can understand that, because if they did this to Bronwyn in the past, are they going to meet Gwen and then do this to her? And that's not fair. So here we go. Here's some tea. Some peppermint tea, because I'm spilling the tea. Oh, I almost dropped that. Okay. So bad weather and Brittany go swimming. Bad weather and Brittany go skiing. So Heather, Whitney, and Brittany go skiing. Okay, guess what? Brittany gets home. What was there? Oh, Jared Joel, how sweet of you, you douche canoe. He sent her 4 dozen roses from her favorite floral shop, a beautiful card, and then I guess like a stuffed unicorn or something, because she's 8. So she's like, they're like, you're not gonna give in, are you? She's like, I am thinking about meeting him. Just give him some closure. I was very snarky. And yeah, I am, because I'm a pushover. Oh, he's an husband. But she's like, why? I don't understand why Lisa is so much into my relationship. Like, why is she so invested in my relationship? I'm gonna talk about this later. But this leads then to Whitney talking about Lisa. As it turns out, you know, they stayed at the Kin guest house when they were in Milwaukee. The Kin calls Whitney up and is like, hey, just to let you know, there was something left behind. It was a cream colored box, had a necklace in it. She was like, does it say Prism? They were like, yes. What room number was it? Gave the room number. She's like, Fuck, that was Lisa Barlow. Lisa left the necklace there. And then Heather then says, listen, the person that told Meredith about this whole Alibaba rumor was Lisa. Lisa told Meredith. Meredith told me, I told you. So, listen, I told you Meredith didn't do none of that. Meredith is practicing for her bat mitzvah. Meredith got a business. Meredith isn't doing none of this. Just like Meredith didn't do none of that last year. So she's like, I'm thinking, this is what Whitney's thinking. She's like, I'm thinking this was planted by Lisa because she's upset. She's still upset about this podcast. So I'm going to get to the bottom of this. She does with a special audio guest star a little bit later. Okay. Mary Jr. and Robert. I'm just going to say it straight out. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want YouTube to be like, hey, even though you're I think I kind of want to do it like this. Even though you are a tiny content creator which I'm fine with that, a tiny content creator that don't nobody know and you're low on the radar. I think I like that. Wait, how about if I pop it? Ooh, no, not that. Let's not pop that. Okay. I don't know if they're great with certain words, so I'm gonna say hugs. I'm gonna say hugs. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean when I say hugs, when I say hugs, when I say hugs, you know what I mean? Hugs. Okay, we're cool? Hugs. So something is up with Robert Jr. Like, he sleeps all day, he only comes out to ask for money. And she's like, what do you want it for? He's like, I want to order some food. I didn't buy that. She was like, okay, well, just make sure they're using it for good things to put in your body because your body's like a plant. What happens if you don't put good things in? It does. Right, that's right. So put good things in. And Mary's like, listen, I want him to get a job, but right now he's not in a good space and to be working. He needs to be in a good space to concentrate. And a lot of this has to do with his lifestyle. I'm thinking this dude's on hugs. I'm thinking this guy does. I'm thinking he's a hugger. I think he's a huggy. I'm just saying. He's on something. And listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. If he is an adult and he is living in that house, he can give money. He can pay some bills. I mean, he can pay rent. Listen, when I moved back into this house as an adult, I gave money, okay? I still give my mother money. My brother, my nephew, he was in college, and then after his first year, he was like, he wasn't going back. So my brother was like, listen, you're going to get a job, and you're going to start taking classes. You're going to start taking classes around here. And if you don't take classes around here, then they can transfer back up because he's like, I'm going to go back. And if you don't take classes, then you're giving me money for rent. And that's it. So he can work unless he's too busy with his hugs. Okay, so speaking of Mary and Angie go to a dance class. Mary can smell two things. Mary's family has great smells, great sniffers, because she can smell hospital and onions, and her dad can smell Dahmer's meat. And I was like, oh, okay. So Angie's talking afterwards. Heather's daughter Georgia was there too. It was like a professional dance class. I like seeing that. I like seeing Mary out doing things. So Angie's talking. They're talking afterwards, and Angie says that Lisa has a problem. Lisa seems to have a problem with like all her friends, and well, she says that off camera. She's like she has a problem with all her friends, and she then tells Mary that Heather's blaming Angie for that since she's pulling away from Lisa. So she's blaming all of Lisa's problems on Angie. It figures. Speaking of Heather and Lisa meet up at Salt Caves. That looked awesome. That looked like something really cool to do. Heather said she kind of feels like Angie is unfairly changing the terms of her and Lisa's relationship. Why do you think that? Listen, I don't see that. I think, why are you saying that? Are you saying that because suddenly Angie's not like giving into everything that Lisa says and just blindly agreeing with and going with her on everything? If that's the case, then that's ridiculous. And then she tells Lisa that, hey, I met up with Angie. Angie was pissed. Angie's talking about your parenting. She's saying about how her son stays up until 2:00 in the morning playing video games. Now listen, I'm not saying Lisa does not love her children, because you can tell Lisa, yes, loves her children. I'm going to tell you what though. She's pretty lenient on the kids. I'm not going to tell anybody how to raise children because listen, I'm not a childless cat lady. I'm a childless dog lady. I don't have children. I don't aspire to be two things. I don't aspire to be humble, and I don't aspire to be to have children. Sorry, I just don't, and I would never tell somebody how to raise their children. However, in that opening scene, you remember? That child's allowed to do whatever he wants, it looks like. So I'm just saying. That's all. Heather says off camera, okay, maybe I shouldn't have told Lisa, but I thought it was mean of what Angie said about her, and I wanted her to know this. Just listen. Just admit that you wanted to stir the pot, you bone collector. Just admit it. You love stirring the pot, okay? And we love pot stirs. But come on. She's the biggest damn bone collector this season. Somebody better come at her at the reunion, is all I'm saying. Okay. So she says, and who says it? Heather is like, you need to just get to the root of what the root of the problem is with Angie. Listen, I'm going to tell you what. I think everybody should leave kids out of the equation and should leave kids out of reality TV. But I'm going to tell you, Lisa was the one to bring it up first, because Lisa brought up Electra in last week's episode. So she brought her in. I'm not saying children should be brought in to the drama, but she did bring it up first. Okay. So next day, Whitney and Justin, I can never remember his name. Whitney and Justin, they drop the kids off somewhere. Whitney gets a call on her cell phone. Okay. So she's talking to Adam. It says Adam Podcaster. And I listened to the voice and I was like, oh, that's Up and Adam from YouTube. Love Adam from Up and Adam. So he, turns out he is friends with someone who with the person that runs this social media account. And Whitney reached out to him to see if he could find out who fed them the story about Alibaba. And so Adam was asking, they wouldn't come right out and say who it was because they said it's someone in her friend group. They wouldn't say, but he could ask them. So he was like, is it somebody that owns a jewelry line? No, that wipes out Meredith. Is it somebody who owns a beauty brand? No, that wipes out Heather. Is it somebody who owns who owns a liquor line? Yes. Who is the only person that owns a liquor line? That would be Vita Tequila herself, Lisa Barlow. So it is Lisa Barlow. This is coming from somebody in the know. They're saying it was Lisa Barlow. Whitney's mind is blown. She was like, if this is true, then I kind of don't want it to be true, because now I'm wondering if if our relationship was ever real. Who knows? Okay. Listen, stupid is as stupid does. You deserve what you get. Let me just phrase this with this next talking point, okay? Stupid is as stupid does. You deserve what you get. So Brittany and Jared Joel, they meet up because she wants to give him another chance. She wants him to have closure and to have his say, whatever. I'm going to tell you what, the second that I saw that man fill up the frame, I knew this guy is a douche canoe from the moment that canoe set sail from the lakes of Tippawattajirco. That's right, Tippawattajirco Lake. He is an asshole. I can tell. And she was like, I'm nervous meeting up with him. He's very manipulative. I hope she wasn't going to say charming, because no. He is a gaslighting dickhead. I didn't like that guy from Jump Street. So it turns out Jared Joel didn't understand why things went awry. All of a sudden, everything was okay. And then the next morning, things are terrible. Here is the reason why. And why did you ghost me? She ghosted you because the truth came out about you dipping into the Brow Girls DMs and flirting. It wasn't just like asking simple questions like, what is your favorite color? What's your favorite breakfast cereal? It was some low down nastiness. So that's the reason. So then Jared Joel comes back and he's like, what the hell, Britt? I come to find out that I find out that you're sharing our private text with Lisa Barlow. Am I going the right way? With Lisa Barlow, and I get a FaceTime from you. I think I'm going to be FaceTiming you, and it's with Lisa Barlow and this and that. What the hell? So he's pissed. He's pissed that she shared these private messages, and so she's upset. Now she's upset with Lisa. Listen, I'm going to tell you what. You were A-okay fine with her when it was in the moment. Now all of a sudden, because Jared Joel is pissed, now all of a sudden you're pissed. And listen, I'm gonna also say something. No. I'm gonna save this for later. No, I'm gonna save that for later. Now listen. I'm gonna just read exactly what I wrote. See, listen, dump him because he refuses to get off dating apps and refuses to make it public. because she was like, well, first of all, she kept saying, I need you to make me feel safe. I don't know that safe was the right word, but so it turns out he's like, I want us to go public. When I'm out in public, I hold your hand. She's like, but when you see an attractive lady, you let go of my hand. You won't give up dating apps, and you refuse to make us public. Listen, you want to keep that woman a secret. You want that to be your down low. You want her to be your side chick. You don't want that out on the mean streets of Osmond Town. That's what you don't want. And then here comes with the gaslighting. Brittany, I'm a good guy. You're missing out. I'm a good guy. He's the kind of guy, though, if you see him walk into a bar and you're an attractive lady, please cover your drink. Please cover that drink, because that's what that's given me. And she's like, are you willing to change? He's like, I've given you everything I can. He don't answer the question, but that is an answer to the question. Because no, he's not. No then. He's like, I want to save this relationship, but you and I don't understand each other. That's his way of being like, you don't understand me. I don't have to understand you because you're going to bend to my will. Dump him. Do not go back to him. She's probably already back with him. Okay, so next, Bronwyn and Gwen. I'm going to tell you, with each episode that passes, I like Bronwyn more and more. I tell you what, they have such a healthy, wonderful relationship. So Bronwyn and Gwen are talking. Bronwyn told Gwen everything that's been happening. And I had to watch this scene at least 5 times because those dogs with those cable knit like button down sweaters that went over their legs, I couldn't. I thought those were the most adorable things. I swear to God. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch that scene. Even if just for the dogs and the sweaters, they look like people in the sweaters. Oh my God, I love them. So Gwen was excited at first when she heard that the grandparents wanted to meet her, but then there was communication between the two of them, and it was kind of cold, and they really didn't seem as excited as they were at first. So Gwen's excitement changed. It changed over. She got a text from her grandmother saying, Bronwyn got a text from the grandmother saying that they'll meet her, but only if she is at a point where she's willing to accept them. To me, that means like, you're willing to accept us and just forgive the fact that we didn't want anything to do with you, which, forgive our past behaviors. Forgive our past behavior. And I'm going to say amen to Gwen, because listen, you had 18 years to reach out and to say, hey, I would like to meet you. But they woke up every morning choosing not to. That was a conscious effort that they made to not be in her, for them not to be in her life. And she wants something of her father other than like a picture, but the only way that you can get that is through his family. And she's torn because she doesn't like how they are, like their conditions that they have for her, but she doesn't want to miss out on knowing about her father. So she's torn with that. Okay, the last scene was ziplining. Heather invited an odd like threesome, but she invited Mary, Brittany, and Lisa. She invited these people because she thought these are the people that would go. Now, I never thought Mary would go. I would never think that Mary loves ziplining, but turns out Mary loves ziplining. She ziplines everywhere. So, okay, ziplining's good. I have no idea why nobody told Heather that she still had dirt on her lip, but good for you. I love that look for you. So they're sitting there, they're having like a little tailgate afterwards, and Brittany's pissed at Lisa for butting into her relationship. And she's like, with Jared Joel. And she's like, that could have ruined it forever. Why are you so invested? Okay, now listen, I'm going to tell you this. Don't say that and don't ask that, because you're the person that from the very second that you met these people, you have been bringing this dickwad up to them every chance you can. Every toast that you have made have been about Jared Joel. Hey, everybody, raise your cups. I know we are at a First Holy Communion, but just to let everybody know, hey, me and Jared Joel, we are back together. Thank you, Beyonce. Oh, I just wanted to cover myself. Okay. Hey, everybody. A different situation, but I know we're at a funeral, but I would just like everybody to raise their glasses and toast the fact that Jared Joel and I have broken up. 20 minutes later. Hey, sorry to interrupt this this delivery, but I just wanted to let everybody know, me and Jared Joel, we're together again. Cheers. Thanks, Beyonce. So, in case you didn't know why I keep saying thank you, Beyonce, is because there's this rabbit hole that I fell down that, like, when people win awards, particularly like Grammys and Beyonce's in the room, everybody has to like say thank you, Beyonce, and it's to save their lives. I don't know, for her to spare them something. So, but that's just it. That's the reason why, because you have to bring him up at every possible turn. So that's why people are talking about it. And plus, it's kind of like girl code. If you see that somebody is getting, manipulated and made a fool of, then you're like, hey, this guy's a dick. Let me try and get him out of your life. So, and also, okay, he's the one that kind of ruined it, because he's the one who was busted for sending flirty messages to the Brow Girl's DM. So there's that. Also, what's this with, like, Brittany just told us then basically that she's planning on getting back together with him. In my mind, she was like, you ruined it. A little bit later on, she was like, when I said you ruined it, I meant I want to stay friends with him, and you ruined our friendship. I don't buy that. I don't buy that for one bit. She's getting back with him. So when I say you get what you deserve, you get what you deserve. That right there was a burp. Okay. Now we get into something else. We get into the whole Lisa Angie deal. So Mary and Angie are very good friends. And so Mary gets into it, and she says, well, listen, to Lisa, if you have a problem or a question, why don't you just ask her? And she's like, I'm not going to ask her because I didn't even pay attention, because I thought it was so stupid. And that's just the thing. Exactly. Listen, if you have a problem with someone or you have a question for them, just ask them. Listen, when you get to be my age, like high 50s, 60s, 70s, when you get in your 50s, that shit right there, that stuff right there, that's small shit that you don't sweat. Listen, If you think that I'm one way, I know what way I am. I know how I am. If you want to think that I'm one way, go ahead and think it. I know how I am. So I'm not going to change the way that you think about me. It doesn't change the way I think about me. So it's honestly, it's high schoolish. So Mary also asks Heather, listen, why are you getting in the middle of it? Why are you all of a sudden championing, taking up for Lisa, but not Angie? I mean, you've known Angie since high school. She's like, listen, I am friends with Angie, and I do take up for Angie and side with Angie. However, I thought what she said was mean. And now I'm going to tell you, Mary is right. Mary's like, she's always in the middle of everything. And then she's always in the middle of everything and stirring the pot, and then she hides it all so that she can come off as being innocent. Not wrong. And then Mary and then didn't Mary call her two-faced? Mary's like, she's two-faced. And Heather's like, no, I'm not, because I would tell Angie all this. And I think she might tell Angie. And then Mary like, you leave a trail of lies. The black eye. And then when you said you champion body positivity, but then you come out and say body positivity is a lie. Heather was like, body positivity is a lie, meaning people are like, oh, let's love all body types, but when in fact the only body types the only bodies that they champion are the beautiful ones. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you this much. I don't think my body is particularly beautiful. However, bodies of all shapes and sizes are beautiful, okay? There are many plus size women and plus size men who have very attractive bodies and who are beautiful. So I don't like any of that. She's like, the only bodies that people like are small ones. That's not true. I know people, non-freaky people who like a plus size. So hey, all bodies are beautiful. Okay, this is going long. So listen, in the comments, let me know what you thought. If nobody told you yet today, you're loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world. Please take care of one another. Please be aware of your surroundings. Be safe. Hydrate often with water. If you're in a situation that is dangerous, be it weather related or not, please be mindful, be smart, be safe. Know that Dolly and I are sending our love and our prayers, our thoughts, and our positive energy. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.